Good afternoon, dear children. So let us come down to a new video on evolution and fundamental of business. This is going to be part 2. So to start with the major trading centers, there were all kinds of towns, port towns, manufacturing towns, mercantile towns, the sacred centers and pilgrimage towns. Their existence is an index of prosperity of merchant community and professional classes. To begin with, the following were the leading trade centers in ancient India. So let me begin with the first one, which is called as Patliputra. In the present day, we call it as Patna, which is the capital of Bihar. It was not only a commercial town, but also a major center for export of stones. The next famous center was Peshawar, which is today a city in Pakistan, and it was an exporting center for wool and for the import of horses. It had a huge share in commercial transactions between China and Rome in the 1st century AD. Now let's talk about Takshashila. It served as a major center on the important land route between India and Central Asia. It was also a city of financial and commercial banks. The city occupied an important place as a Buddhist center of learning. The famous Takshashila University flourished here. Now let us talk about Indraprasth, which is located in the region of present-day New Delhi. It was the commercial junction on the Royal Road where most routes leading to the east, west, south and north converged. Moving on to Mathura, it was an emporium of trade and people here subsisted on commerce. This is a very popular city in the state of Uttar Pradesh. Many routes from South India touched Mathura and Broj. Broj is in Gujarat today. Now let us talk about another popular city in the state of Uttar Pradesh today. It is called as Varanasi. It was well placed as it lay both on the Gangetic route and on the highway that linked north with the east. It grew as a major center of textile industry and became famous for beautiful gold silk cloth and sandalwood workmanship. It had links with Takshashila and Bharuch. Moving on to another popular city of Bihar, which is called as Mithila. The traders of Mithila crossed the sea by the boats through the Bay of Bengal to the South China Sea and traded at ports on the islands of Java, Sumatra and Borneo. Mithila established trading colonies in South China, especially in Yunnan. Now let me talk about another famous city of India, which is called as Ujjain, and this is located in the state of Madhya Pradesh. Agate, carnelian, muslin and mallow cloth were exported from Ujjain to different centers. It also had trade relations through the land route with Taxila and Peshawar. Now let us talk about Surat, which is a famous city in the state of Gujarat. It was the emporium of Western trade during the Mughal period. Textiles of Surat were famous for their golden border called as zari. It is noteworthy that Surat Hundi was honored in far-off markets of Egypt and Iran. Moving on to another famous city called as Kanchi, the present-day Kanchipuram in Tamil Nadu. So, Kanchi, it was here that the Chinese used to come in foreign ships to purchase pearls, glass and rare stones, and in return they sold gold and silk. Moving on to another famous city in Tamil Nadu, which is called as Madurai. It was the capital of the Pandyas, who controlled the pearl fisheries of the Gulf of Mannar. It attracted foreign merchants, particularly Romans, for carrying out overseas trade. It is shallow between India and Sri Lanka. Now let me talk about Bhuj, the present-day Bhuj in Gujarat. It was the greatest seat of commerce in Western India, and it was situated on the bank of river Narmada and was linked with all important marts by roadways. Moving on to Kaveri Patta, which is called as Kaveri Patnam in Tamil Nadu today. It was scientific in its construction as a city and provided loading, unloading and strong facilities of merchandise. Foreign traders had their headquarters in this city. It was a convenient place for trade with Malaysia, Indonesia, China and the Far East. It was the center of trade for perfumes, cosmetics, scent, silk, wool, cotton, corals, pearls, gold and precious stones. And it was also famous for shipbuilding. Moving to the next city, which is called as Tamlipti, which is a city in West Bengal, Kolkata. It was one of the greatest ports, connected both by sea and land with the west and the far east. It was linked by roads to Banaras and Taxila. Thank you, dear students. I will catch you in a new video on evolution and fundamentals of business, and it is going to be part 3 of the business history of India. Thank you.